Now, if you look at the strategy of the Patriots, Q is setting the deep state up and making them panic, making them use ammunition when they weren't ready to use it, pushing the agenda, spreading disinformation to confuse the deep state, implementing countdowns to make the deep state do stupid things because they're panicking. Post 3113. Q says, what occurred the last time a countdown was presented? This is in brackets, all bold in caps, false flag, FF. So we need to go back to post 2551 and 2540. So on December 5th, 2018, in post 2540, Q says the following: postponed, well played deep state, please allow us to counter. What was postponed? Well, that was the testimony of Huber about the Clinton Foundation. Let's move to post 2553 on December 5th, 2018. What was this? This was Trump at Bush's funeral. So what was supposed to happen on December 5th was John Huber was going to testify in the Clinton Foundation investigation. The deep state used ammunition that day, which was Bush's funeral. We know he died way before December 5th. They waited until they needed the funeral. Q baited the deep state to use their ammunition at this time. Q says, do you believe in coincidences? Never interfere with an enemy. Ammunition is hard to come by. So Q is referring to game theory. This is the theory which involves threats, countdowns, bluffs, disinformation. Q makes them seem credible, so the deep state takes the bait. Q started a countdown. March 19th is T-0, which is happening today. The deep state used a false flag for this countdown. They used ammunition. They made a move which Q wanted them to make, and at the wrong time. And we need to understand the Q countdown model. We need to go back to post 2679. Q gave us back then a link to nasa.gov, and this link brought us to the Countdown 101. And it says, pauses in the countdown or holds are built into the countdown to allow the launch team to target a precise launch window and to provide a cushion of time for a certain task and procedures without impacting the overall schedule. For the space shuttle countdown, built-in holds vary in length and always occur at the following times: T-minus 27 hours, T-minus 19 hours, T-minus 11, T-minus 6, T-minus 3, T-minus 20 minutes, and T-minus 9 minutes. Q. So Q used this countdown to make the deep state use ammunition. What was the ammunition they used? The New Zealand shooting, that false flag event. Q wanted them to show their hand. This was a pause to expose them, to allow the enemy to destroy themselves, make mistakes, and make them use ammunition. Who's controlling all this? Patriots. Let's move on to post 3114. Q gives us a Twitter link to Infinite Chan. This is 8chan. And it says, the 8chan administration is responding to law enforcement regarding the recent incident where many websites were used by a criminal to publicize his crime. We always comply with the U.S. law and won't comment further on this incident so as not to disrupt the ongoing investigation. Q says, who is the real intended target? Q. Well, the New Zealand shooter streamed the shooting live on Facebook. Facebook was not blocked in New Zealand. What was blocked? 8chan and many other sites, many other platforms. Even if they didn't stream the video, they're taking this opportunity to block and shut down all of it. So their main objective is to shut down 8chan, which in turn would shut down Q and Anons. Think about what they're doing here. Now, the Australian Prime Minister is calling on the G20 nations to crack down on internet and social media giants like Google, Facebook, and Twitter, and other internet sites. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has said she wants social media platforms to do more to block content. I wonder what they want blocked. Do you think they're going to block the D-Class? Do you think they're going to block the OIG report? Do you think they're going to be blocking when all of this comes out and the fingers are pointing to Australia, UK, New Zealand, where they're involved in Spygate, spying on an American president? Do you think Q and team just exposed their hand and made them panic and made them use ammunition? Absolutely. But you need to remember something very important. Just because they block it doesn't mean it's blocked. Many people are using VPNs. What does that allow you to do? Well, if you use a VPN service, you're actually using an IP address someplace else. So if you're in, let's say, New Zealand, and you're using a VPN, the VPN address going to 8chan or any of these sites might be in the United States. So that is not blocked. It might be in another country. Why do you think they want all these countries to start blocking? Because they know if they just block one country, people will use VPNs to get into these sites. You can't stop all of it. It's completely impossible. You can't stop all of it. It's completely impossible. You can't stop all of it. It's completely impossible. You can't stop all of it. It's completely impossible.